Welcome everybody! Yes, it took a little bit longer than normal, but that's because it was kind of a busy period. Thank you for tuning in again. Today's topic is based on a question, and the question is... Nice. Action! My name is Philip Rashid. I'm a filmmaker. I'm taking you into my filmmaking journey, share it online, so maybe we can all grow. This week's question to me came from Hanan, and she asked me via YouTube, what kind of simple editing programs can you use? How do you know if your sound is good? How do you decide to make a close or a total shot? How do you know the light is okay? How do you write a script? What are things that must be in a good script? So, these are a lot of questions, but one question at a time. Let's start with the foundation of it all, a good script. I've said it many times and I'll say it again. All the best projects start with a great idea that are put on paper to communicate to others. And here's 3 tips on writing a script. 1. The golden rule in screenwriting is 1 page is 1 minute. So don't think if you're writing 5 pages, it will be a 1-minute short film. There is an exception on the rule. If you don't write a lot of dialogue and it's mostly just action based, it can be half a page or 3/4 page. Tip number 2, always write from character. What does the character want? How is he or she gonna get it? And what are the obstacles? Tip number 3, when we write a screenplay, we don't write a novel, we don't write poetry, it's not a diary. So be to the point, write descriptive, and please, whatever you do, don't put notes for the director, camera angles, or for the actors. Leave that up for the interpretation of the director, actor, or cinematographer. The best advice I ever got was, Philip, write a 1-minute short film. The challenge of writing a 1-minute short film is that you have a limited time frame, limited setting. But if you're able to do it, you're able to tell a story in 10 minutes, 50 minutes, or even 90 minutes. In my opinion, a frame, a scene, a short film, or even a feature film has a beginning, middle, and end. And if you're able to tell that, then you're on your way to becoming a really good storyteller. But of course, you can mix the beginning, middle, and end all up, as long as you're able to tell the stories in your creative way. What I try to do is take inspiration out of life, take a moment that had a lot of meaning to me or absolutely had no meaning to me and magnify that. What also happens sometimes, I watch the news, read a newspaper, or just sit outside and drink a coffee and I see some very interesting characters passing by and my fantasy kind of makes a whole background story. Now with a script, there's a certain format. You start with your title page. So here you see the title, then the author's name, date, which version of the draft it is, and your contact details. When you start writing, you start with a scene header, which communicates the arena and the timing. And when you introduce main characters, you introduce them with capital letters and then give them a brief description. The core of every story is you take an ordinary person, put them in extraordinary situations with obstacles they have to overcome. A scene change happens when there's a change in time or place. The program I use is Celtics. It's a nice and easy program for screenwriting. I truly believe the best stories are personal stories, even if it's not your own story. But you can make it personal because everything you create is a manifest of yourself. So if you get the chance to write something and share with the world, what would you write? Dear Hanan, I hope that answered your question. Make sure to subscribe, like, share. I see you next week, guys. Keep it up.